Hi everybody, Andrew Cuneo here. Today is day one of the Arena Qualifier weekend. So I will be playing in that. I believe it's sealed. It's some form of limited. I know. Let's find out. I'm playing sealed, alright. Open 6 packs to craft your sealed deck. Let's do it. Oh no, I got 2 Yargle and Multanis. That's not a good sign. Ozolith can be good. And then these are things that are replacing rares. So there are 2 more rares to show me. I think that artifact is generally not good enough, but sometimes it is really good. Show me the rest of my rares. Imagine if they had the technology to show you all your rares. Or at least if you had 8 rares, they could show you 8. Wow. I mean, Transcendent Message is pretty powerful, but Complete the Circuit, no. This is an extremely disappointing assortment of cards, because I think this is a format where you really want to get good rares. Maybe I have good other cards. Spoiler, I'm not going to. It's almost impossible. White. I do have a Cut Short and an Elspeth's Smite and an Alabaster Host Intercessor, so you could maybe do a little bit of like a supporting thing from white. We got Captive Weird Baral. Wish this was a negate. I don't think I have a negate. 2 Protocol Knights and a Xerox Strobe Knight. I didn't get any Preening Champions. Maybe we're going to get to the gold cards and there's going to be several Marshal of Zhalfirs, and this will be saved. 2 Final Flourishes. Collective Nightmare. Vanquish the Weak. No Deadly Derisions, though. We're really going to need some gold uncommons to save this. Red has a Stoke the Flames. I do like Invasion of Mercadia a lot. Red's certainly not deep. We have the Ozolith. We have a Portent Creator. Storm the Seed Core. Oh, 1 Marshal of Zhalfir. That's not enough Marshal of Zhalfirs to get excited. Got Emoti. I don't have the Kami that doubles counters. I've got like the beginnings of a counters matters deck, but really not enough of one, probably. I've never attempted to win off the back of Yargle and Multani. It doesn't seem like a very good idea. Does this thing give trample at least? Okay. We could be a Storm the Seed Core Yargle and Multani deck. We could also back up the Yargle and Multani with Chomping Kabu. It doesn't seem possible that I went to Companion Emori. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that would be a good idea. So if I'm black-green, I do get to play the Ozolith, which I have a little bit of like stuff that makes counters, but it's going to be a lot of activating the Ozolith. I have 2 Invasion of Moags. Do I have enough counter stuff that matters in white? Not really. I mean, I just don't even have that many creatures in white. I've got, well, kind of 2 2-drops. If blue had a negate, this would be way more tempting. But as it stands, Seems pretty underpowered. So how many creatures do I have in green? So I have 8 creatures that, and I wouldn't say I'm excited to play all of them, but that's a start to having enough creatures. Like, I'm trying to figure out, should I try to do a deck where I'm just going to try to use Invasion of Moag and Storm the Seed Core? And obviously, if you're going to do that, you want to have a lot of creatures. Problem being here that white creatures, this, I mean, this thing is kind of rough to put in your deck if you aren't a Phyrexian themed deck. Sometimes it really hurts your opponent, but it can also often hurt you. Especially if I'm a deck that's like trying to flip Invasion of Moag, that's really awkward. So this is, I guess this thing's a creature too. And then I would probably play these. And I would definitely play the Ozolith. And then I would probably play Seed of Hope, 2 Invasion of Moags. Storm the Seed Core. That doesn't seem like a very good deck, though. Oh, I guess I also have Umori. That's a creature that I was overlooking. I don't think trying to build around Invasion of Moag is a good idea, though. I don't have enough counter payoff stuff, with it being just the Ozolith. Like, I don't have the white-green uncommon creature. I don't have the green and 2 Kami. So different plan. What if I try to play green-black? Oh, I have 2 Invasion of Ulgrothas. It's not the best card in the world, but it's not terrible. And I try to be a Yargle combo deck. I think in a deck with a curve as this high, I would actually play Realmbreaker. And should I play 1 Storm the Seed Core just because it's a way to give trample with the Yargles? This is 13 creatures right now. Wow, using the backup counter from Streetwise Negotiator on the Yargle would be an awful combo. I think that with this deck, I probably wouldn't play Storm the Seed Core. To win with the Yargles, I'm either just going to have to keep attacking with them, or I can back them up with Chomping Kavu or Gloomfang Mauler to make them harder to block for a turn. And I could play like Unsealed Necropolis. How many removal spells does this deck have? 2 Final Flourishes, Vanquish the Weak, Collective Nightmare, 2 Invasion of Ulgrothas. This deck certainly is not good. It is consistent, which is kind of nice. I guess one question would be, do I really want to play both of these land cyclers? And Converter Beast. I think I want to play Converter Beast because I have 2 Final Flourishes, so having a body, like an extra body to throw, is pretty nice. Don't think I would main deck Glistening Deluge. I guess this thing is, I should probably have this in my deck, shouldn't I? Maybe over one of the Argolin Multanis. I don't need them to win for sure. I could be playing Failed Conversion. I think I have enough 5 mana removal. Definitely want to play that, so let's not forget that. What's going on? So, oh, my 2 drops and 3 drops were mixed together oddly. If I wanted to try to splash white, I don't think I have a white dual land. Do a blue dual land. I should probably play Seed of Hope in this deck as well. Maybe not. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 whiffs for it right now. That's a level where I could play it if I needed to, but it's less exciting. Let's think about blue splash for a second. I could splash this thing, which I am going to be playing 6 mana and 7 mana cards, so I would get the secondary value off of that really occasionally. Probably I wouldn't splash for the Invasion of Perulia, it's just too hard to cast early. And then I'd splash for Xerex Strobe Knight. That doesn't sound like a good idea. How many knights do I have if I actually just play blue-white knights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I get the Marshal of Zhalfir. I think this thing might be a knight. It is a knight. I think this is what I'm going to go with, and I'm not optimistic. This has got to be like a bottom 3rd quality card pool. Oh, this might be it. Is this a format where I would want to draw? Probably not. Usually the only times it's right to draw and sealed is when it's a relatively low power format. And I don't think that this is the low power format. My deck may be low powered, but the overall format is not. I think I'll just take the Sigiled Sentinel. I don't even think I'm going to use a removal spell on the Baral. Obviously, I have the option to do it, but I think I could probably just play to ignore it and save my removal for better targets. Well, maybe if they're about to make it big. Probably let this thing hit me too. I don't really need to protect my life total, and I could easily play better cards. Also, it's good to have a good target for this in play if I'm almost to the point where I can cast it. Seal of Existence. Okay. Is this thing a legend on the back? It is. Done a good job not drawing any lands. You're not a land. I think I'm willing to attack. Trade 5 for 3. Given that I've got 2 Invasion of All-Growths in my hand. If they have a Fara's Dispersal, it's going to be annoying. You can also have Cut Short. Certainly, a Fara's Dispersal, they would have just cast, regardless of whether or not I attack. So that's not really a factor in the decision, whether or not to attack. Another color has joined the picture. They don't have a way to stop this. I think they're going to be in for a rough time. I drew every removal spell in my deck this game, didn't I? That's pretty good. Making that thing big for one turn seems kind of stupid. I'm not going to do that. I deal 1 more damage this turn, but then next turn it's not even a head-on damage, and I've just made this thing into an 0-2, which its only purpose is to sack the Final Flourish. So we didn't see much that was threatening out of their deck, but I do have this card, Glistening Deluge. How many other creatures were white? 3. The one drawback to boarding this in is I am playing green. And I'm going to have an Ether Blade Agent in my deck, probably. I'm going to board it in for this Realm Breaker. I think the Realm Breaker is way better against people who are just like a lot of removal. They're not just trying to play creatures and kill you. This is not a great card, but it is a good card in matchups where people just have a bunch of creature removal. Like, it would be a good card against my deck, probably. Another functional hand. My opponent chose to be on the play, which I do think is probably correct. Maybe if I play enough rounds, I'll get a matchup where I decide to be on the draw, but I don't think so. I'm not even going to risk it with this thing. If I let them untap and wait for them to try to put a counter on it, and it turns out they just have Angelic Intervention in their hand and they just attack me. Like, if they attack me with it and then pass the turn, I'm not going to want to go through the whole turn cycle without using my mana. So I don't want to put myself in a spot where they just get to Angelic Intervention onto that guy. Okay. What's the rest of the plan? We've seen step 1. Is step 2 blocking Angelic Intervention? Zalfirin Shapeshifter. Okay. My guy still has Death Touch. I guess this is like a 1-for-1 trade for them, so it's not the worst, but it wasn't really particularly great either. I think I'm just going to fire this off and hope I hit a second creature. I did. I hit the freebooter. Freewheeler. It's a freewheeling freebooter. Did I wheel anything of note? Heliod. Oh no, I wheeled 3 spells off the top of my deck. I did mill their Seal of Existence. I didn't look to see what I could board in to destroy enchantments. I don't think I have Atraxas Fall. I know I have that white card, but I don't think I'm going to add a color. I could get their Dusk Legion Duelist. It's probably good. It might be better to get my own card, though, just in case of a bounce spell. I could get the Cybot Cryptomancer. That seems not very good, though. Just going to get my own card. In case they have a Forest Dispersal, I don't want to let them bounce the Dusk Legion Duelist to their hand. So they've got 3 enchantment-based removal cards. It might be getting to the point where if we go to a game 3, I might actually want to board in something that interacts with them. Also, I don't think I've seen why they're playing green. Oh, that's a good card. gonna wait before I kill the Preening Champion. I will do shields up though. Shields up on the invasion of Vryn. Make it take them 3 times to attack it with the Preening Champion. Or maybe not. Might as well use one of those bodies to make sure they can't save it with aerial boost. Alright, 1 match down. Pretty nice start. It's about as good as my deck is capable of. Do I want to play Traumatic Revelation this turn, or do I want to play Jumping Cabo? Obviously I can play the Streetwise Negotiator. I think I'm going to play 2 spells this turn. I think if they have an Elvish Vat Keeper in their hand, I would probably want to take it. Do I want to take Halo Forager or Overgrown Pest? I think I'll take Halo Forager. That's a tough choice, because the Halo Forager, I guess it's always eventually going to get to the point where it's probably going to take a removal spell. Overgrown Pest hopefully is just going to give them a free land, which free land is a free land, but it's probably not that big of a deal. No, it gave them a free 4/4. That's unfortunate. It's not even worth attacking, sadly. Maybe I should have put the counter on this and then attacked. Could have dealt 4 damage. I could go for drawing the Ozolith next turn, so we can get this grind going on. Have I drawn the non-land card since the start of the game? I think I drew Traumatic Revelation the first turn. This is going to be a 4/4 because of the Kami of Whispered Hopes, so I'm just just gonna kill it now. I could alternatively kill the Kami of Whispered Hopes. I think this is probably better. Maybe not. Come on. Ozolith. I'm so far behind that I don't know that even just drawing like a big creature really helps me enough. I guess I could draw my own Overgrown Pest into Invasion of Ulgrotha. That might be nice. Please work. It didn't work. Guess that at least gives me a little bit of something going on. I think I'm not going to trade with the Nizumian Formant, and I'm going to jump with the Converter Beast. I do want to sort of save one body in case I need to do a big final flourish. Hopefully they have nothing here, and then I untap and I just draw like a 6-mana creature. There's a bunch in my deck. Draw a forest. Sadly, there's a bunch of those in my deck too. So this was 9 land, 6 spells. Not that surprising to lose with a draw like that. I don't think there's anything I can draw to come back. Certainly not Realmbreaker, the Invasion Tree. I guess I can mill them and just see what they got in their deck. That's probably better than keeping the existence of the Realmbreaker Invasion Tree secret. Let's just learn 3 more cards. They have 3 more lands in their deck. Oh, I gained a life. Nice. The only reason they're playing blue that I saw is Halo Forager. That's not a bad reason. I'm looking at their board thinking Glistening Deluge kills a lot of what they drew that game. I wonder how much it really kills stuff in their deck. And also, like, killing Nizumian Formant and the front half of Ichor Drinker is not the best thing in the world. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Most of the problem in that game was just I had a pretty bad draw. I think I am going to land cycle this. If I don't do it now, and I wind up deciding that I need to do it to get my 5th or 6th land, it's going to prevent me from casting a spell on either turn 5 or 6, which that's not my desired outcome. Ooh, are we going to have a turn 5 Yargle and Multani? Maybe. The only interaction I saw out of them was Cosmic Hunger. Please don't have anything to stop me. They're getting priority. I don't like that. Death Touch, lame. Really lame. Alright, so they're probably going to have to chump Yargle. And I'll send the rest of the damage at this thing because putting them to 13 really doesn't help me very much if I'm swinging with this Yargle every turn. Might get to a spot where they deal with the Yargle, and then I'll be happy that I have a flipped Invasion of Volgrotha. They also obviously don't have Cosmic Hunger in their hand because they would have Cosmic Hungered the Finn the Fangbearer onto Yargle. Almost definitely. In response to Invasion of Volgrotha. As good as Yargle has been this game, I don't think I would want to board in more copy, like my other copy of it. Just because it does seem like their deck has a lot of chump blockers to fight through. We've seen Overgrown Pest. We've seen Izumi Informant, Ichor Drinker. It's not great for me. Just going to add more to the board rather than starting to try to Realmbreaker mill them. So they have Merciless Repurposing. Rude. This is a creature an opponent controls, right? It is. I've milled their cosmic hunger. So right now they've got Finn. Could maybe get back. They have a Luris. Nasty. Do I even want to attack this turn into the Finn? I guess I do. Puts the Finn back in the graveyard, so next turn I can potentially freewheeler it. Probably should have just attacked first and used the Ozolith after combat. Definitely not going to chump if they attack the Invasion of Old Grotha just with the 3/3. Going to destroy... Oh, I thought they might destroy the Ozolith. They're not in the market for destroying Ozoliths, though. Land actually wouldn't be a bad draw because I could use the Ozolith and the Freewheeler. It's sad I haven't had a window where I could activate the Realm Breaker. I think maybe the turn that I decided not to play the Realm Breaker, it would have been maybe better if I'd played it and gotten a land that one turn, because I might have been on a path where I was just able to use the Realm Breaker every turn. I don't think there's any reason I need to start aggressively attacking into them, because I've got these two things that are just going to produce more and more value the longer we sit here. I don't often play this way, but just keeping like a kind of gummed up board is probably better when I've got those two artifacts. Well, that doesn't scare me. That does scare me. Ugh. Does this have anything to do with milling when it transforms? I didn't do a Praetor card check. I have 14 cards left. I think I just want cheap cards to play. Man, if I'd known they had Shieldred, I would have started milling a lot sooner. I guess there's also an alternate universe where I attacked more aggressively. Okay. I think I win, right? I should have probably tried attacking with the sailback to get it to die so they could bring it back to blow up the Realm Breaker. Oh. Guess they didn't need to do that. This is the point where it gets to be that I'm outnumbered. I don't think I have any more stuff left in my deck that's going to mill them. I don't think I'm going to survive through the next turn. I already have my Unsealed Necropolis in the graveyard, so I can't have this thing die and then bring it back. I like having Portent Tracker on turn 2. Makes me feel competitive. They're blue-black. Must be nice to be able to just play blue-black. They probably have a third color. Nope, they're just a straight blue-black deck, probably. Oh, that's a fun card. Not so much as a card for my opponent to have, but that's how it goes. Hopefully their hand is just all land. Guess I'm going to play Yargo and Multani this turn. This seems like if they have any spells, this is doomed. That counts as a spell. They have that thing too. Yargo and Multani is about to meet a sad end, getting double blocked by 2 incubator tokens. Maybe it'll just be chump blocked by the Skittering Surveyor this turn. Alright, one chump blocker out of the way. It's interesting they stopped attacking with the Chrome Host Seed Shark. It seems really improbable they're going to be blocking with it. Maybe they know something I don't. Milled Karuga and Obosh. Wow, what a tandem. Can I deck them somehow? Will they deck themselves with Karuga if they play it this turn? No. They have 21 cards left. Maybe if I draw a removal spell this turn. Like a Jungle Hollow. Will that save me? Doesn't seem like it. This game seems hopeless. Let's see if they block in some crazy way, I guess. Or maybe take enough damage I can burn them out by drawing, like running Invasion of Old Growthas at some point. It's maybe something to hope for. Maybe should have even attacked with the Portent Tracker. They did take some damage here. They took a lot of damage. Still have one Invasion of Old Growtha left in my deck. Oh no. So much for the Invasion of Old Growtha plan. They're going to gain 6 life this turn. I don't think I have a lot of cards that kill Chrome Host Seed Shark in my sideboard. I guess I actually do have one of this thing. Would I like this in my deck? I wonder what their deck does if they don't draw the Chrome Host Seed Shark. I want to have my deck so I can still get aggressive draws. So I'm hesitant to board out a creature for failed conversion. I think I'm going to board out Collective Nightmare for it. I hope I don't wind up regretting that. Just gonna pass because I want to be able to Final Flourish the Etherborn. Zobosh. I'll hold this in case of Nezumi Informant. So I saw Chromehost, Seed Shark, Karuga, and Obosh. But Karuga and Obosh are not, they don't count towards their 6 rares. I'm just wondering how likely is it that they have a card like Breach the Multiverse in their deck. I don't know that I can really do anything about it, so maybe I shouldn't be worried about it. Oh man, I milled 3 spells. At least I milled 3 of their spells too. Okay. They didn't have Reach the Multiverse. They had a different crazy black rare. Fun. I think I'm gonna gamble a little bit that they don't have a removal spell. I don't have a lot of faith in my deck, so I think I needed to hope that their hand was bad there so that they didn't do much with their turn. I could untap, play this, and then hit them. I don't think that I was gonna win versus their hand of Chromehost, Seed Shark plus Deadly Derision, regardless of how I played that last turn. It's nice that the Ozolith now that they have Marchesa. guess I'll play it. I could cycle it. Maybe that makes more sense. It's like my only good card, and it doesn't even do anything because of their much better card. How is this a fair fight? So I'm going to be at 11. This is only going to be a 5/5 blocker. Yeah, things are they're not getting any better. Can they remove counters from their own creatures? They can. Maybe they'll start attacking and killing their own incubators, and that'll be how I win. They could probably attack right here and kill their 4/4, and I would still lose badly. Well, that wasn't the most fun I've ever had playing sealed deck. The best thing I could say about this pool was it was bad enough that it was over quickly. Sorry I couldn't make a more exciting video for everybody, but I'll try again next time. Until then, have a good rest of your weekend.